Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. I've been playing Magic the Gathering since 1994. I first learned about the game from advertisements in various gaming magazines, and when my local comic book store started carrying the cards, I began to collect them. I tried to figure out how to play by myself using written rules and articles I found in magazines, but I didn't really learn how to properly play until I met my playgroup after moving to Utah. I spent several years getting my butt kicked by my friends, as they were all older and had the finances to buy better cards. They could easily crush me until I got old enough to start working. As a teenager working either fast food or customer service jobs, a great deal of my spending money went towards Magic cards. Eventually, I started playing in local tournaments, and sometimes winning them. I became a resource for other players in online forums and helped people tune their decks to the best of my ability. In October 1998, a new set came out, Urza Saga, and it changed Magic forever with powerful cards like Tolarian Academy, Windfall, and Yawgmoth's Will. 4 months later, Urza's Legacy came out, the second set in the Urza block, and combo winter had truly set in. Many Magic players love to complain about the recent state of Standard or Modern, but most of them have no idea how crazy things were between October 1998 and spring 1999. Magic reached peak combo, and there were dozens of combo decks dominating tournaments. The DCI scrambled for months trying to figure out what cards to ban and which were okay to play. Things didn't really settle down when 6th edition came out in April of '99, changing a lot of the rules and introducing things like the stack. Once Wrath block was replaced by Bracadian Masks block, and the most powerful cards in Standard, or Type 2 as it was called at the time, were finally banned, the format slowed down again and became much more interactive instead of being dominated by turn 1 kill combos. Because these games happened 20 years ago, many of them kind of blur together for me. I played well over 1,000 matches between 1996 and 2003, but many memories were kindled to light after I started reading Destroy All of Humanity, It Can't Be Regenerated. This manga, written by Katsura Issei and drawn by Takamura Yokota, is a story about two rival Magic the Gathering players falling in love. Set at the end of the 90s, just as tournament magic was coming into form, two high school kids start their journey into the tournament scene. Kano Hajime, our main boy, is an otaku obsessed with Final Fantasy VII and other geek hobbies. He even refers to himself as Cloud. For those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy VII was one of the most popular JRPGs of all time, and it was the first time we'd gotten a three-dimensional Final Fantasy. Kano openly talks about his interests and plays Magic in school with his friends. He's the type of person you would call Chinubio, but the word didn't exist back in 1998. Of course, Kano's favorite Magic color is black. Sabatari Emi, on the other hand, is an honor student who confronts Hajime for bringing unnecessary things to school. She reminds him that he's not even part of this class, teasing him about not having friends in his own class. Kano tries to ignore her and makes plans for the weekend. That Saturday, Kano bikes over an hour, listening to gaming music on his MP3 player, and arrives at what first appears to be a cafe. But outside the cafe, drawn on a chalkboard display, are three letters that every Magic player used to know by heart: DCI. He finds an absolute gem of a store, tons of players, loads of packs for sale from older sets, and, displayed in a place of honor, 5 black-bordered Moxen. At the time, they were already legendary and valued at over $200 each. Now, in 2021, they're each worth around $15,000 to $20,000. As he's wandering around the store, Kano hears that someone has a new record. A player in the back has beaten all comers and is currently 10-0. He heads over to see who it is, and of course, it's none other than the honor student, Sabatari. He sits down to challenge her and try his own luck at this undefeated player. She doesn't recognize him because his hat is pulled down low. Kano easily wins the first game, and Sabatari's memory is telling her she's seen this deck before. For Game 2, Sabatari brings in sideboard cards against him and completely shuts him down. Kano, flustered by how badly he was beaten and remembering how she always beat him academically when they were younger, drops his die and slides under the table to get it. Sabatari goes to assist him. In the process, his hat is knocked off and she recognizes him. Shocked that a boy from school knows her secret and not knowing what to do, Sabatari flees the store, leaving her deck behind and the match at 1 win and 1 loss. And so our first chapter ends. Both of the kids are young, only about 14 or so, and their journey to romance and tournament level magic is long and difficult. Both grow quickly in skill as they face off against each other, becoming better players and more mature individuals. However, even though both of them are considered top players at their local store, winning Magic tournaments is something that requires both immense skill and incredible luck. The manga isn't just nostalgic for Magic players, it's nostalgic for any and all older readers. If you were a teenager or older in the 90s, you'll remember that it was a wild time and everyone was at least partially convinced that Nostradamus was right and the world was soon going to end. Because everyone felt an impending sense of doom, there was a strong attitude of better do what I want now instead of waiting. The manga's title is actually taken from the rules text of a famous Magic card, Wrath of God. The card reads, "Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated." The audience for this manga might be a little thin. There aren't that many people who played tournament Magic in the 90s who also read manga. I doubt this manga will ever be published in English. That being said, there is a fan translation that you can find, and I highly encourage you to read it. I love this series, and if you're an old school Magic player like me and love manga and adorable romance stories, you'll absolutely enjoy Destroy All of Humanity. It can't be regenerated. I've been trying to tell people about this manga for a while, but I think it'll stay an underground cult item for a while longer. If you know someone who would enjoy it, please let them know. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her for your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please like and subscribe for more content, and leave a comment below about your favorite Magic memory. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again next time.